Peace and blessings. Welcome once again to a wonderful, wonderful fellowship of sunrise and sunsets. I am Baba Cordell. Hey, I'm so happy to have you here on this wonderful, wonderful sunrise. And, you know, this is something that I've been really thinking about. As a matter of fact, I'm always thinking about it. And I'm thinking about it with such a great, uplifted, light heart. And that is generational change. Generational change, right? So let's fellowship about it. Generational change. So I'm going to use myself. When I look at these stories, as I've sat with my elders who are now ancestors who have transitioned and passed on, I know their story. I know their story of their happiness, of their joys. I know their hurts, their pains. I know the particulars of things that haunted them within their childhood. I know their circumstances in which they were birthed into, knowing history. And then taking that personal history of so many of these wonderful people within my family and looking at it and applying it to just the history of existence. The history of existence. So we're talking about a chronological timeline, the things that they've had to live through, the different eras, the things that was applied to their generations, that they applied to their generations after them, their own children or grandchildren. So just doing a powerful evaluation. Okay, with all that being shared, I also looked at my journey. Looking at my journey and going within and being so self-reflective, and then having that information, having that outlet to be able to speak to those who are my predecessors that I actually come from and have inherited so many things, whether agreeable or disagreeable. The thing is being able to have that open dialogue, being able to discuss. I'm honored to be able to have done that. Because what it did was, it gave me a lot of clarity. It gave me a lot of clarity of my moments. It gave me a lot of clarity on the effect by looking at the cause. So when I look at myself and I look at my now in the present, and I think about my contribution, what am I applying to generational change? First and foremost, for myself, to myself, as I'm, I'm still growing, I'm still evolving, I'm still here, I'm still breathing. And then the sphere, the circle of the responsibility for my immediate family. And then the greater aspect of the collective within existence itself. When I look at all of these things with a light heart, yet a beautiful, focused mind, I'm like, wow, there's a big bag of things that are considered disagreeable, egregious, horrible, horrific, ugly. We can put in any type of word within the lexicon of the English language to describe pain, trauma, hurt, depression, oppression. Then I look at this other bag of the resiliency, the smiles, the great times, the creativity, so on and so forth. Even just a point of trying to hold on to love and togetherness and identity when really ones are not necessarily balanced. Some of you may be looking at me like, okay, so why are you smiling? I'm smiling because I'm here. And knowing so many things within this mind that I have in the library of my existence and my story, I've gone within to say, how am I truly making generational change? Now, I can only share from my own perspective. Please, by all means, think about it and share it to yourself and or others from your perspective. Yet for me, it's going within, and I had to sift, meaning I had to shift things around, and I had to really, for my journey, I've dug into factual truths, cause and effects, the things that many don't even want to look at anymore. We're talking about the worst of the worst, the bad of the bad, the ugly of the ugly. And then I had to want and will myself to introduce myself to the bliss, the light, the joys of life. And I mean authentically, not in a sense of escape, because how can you truly escape what may be so suppressed within you? Just because you try your best not to pay attention to it, it's still there. I had to make some decisions. And I'll say those decisions were definitely filled with trials, internally, emotionally, mentally, that all those internal things that reach externally. Yet you know what? Through all of that, and in retrospect, not even fully knowing that I had this power, not even fully to the forefront of my consciousness knowing that I have this great skill to really go within myself and put things in its proper perspectives. Take my emotions, allow them to be put into a proper perspective. Grow into who I fully am and wanting to know who I truly am, and then taking that level of responsibility and obligation and applying it. Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. A lot of circumstances, a lot of things came with the territory, the process. Yet without even truly knowing it, I was focused on the other side of the finish line, not just getting there. And more was revealed along the journey, that I'm able to move things, from bag A to bag B, and shift things around and move things around and dissect it. And then ultimately, I had to make some core choices. With my level of alignment, of going within myself, within existence, within my spirit, my truly, truly divine spirit, I drew a line in the sand. Because I know the pain. Now I know the hurt. I know the results of the hurts. I know the history of the hurts throughout the true factual errors, circumstances, and situations. Real time. I went within myself, drew a line within the sand, and said, you know what? I want my truth. I want greater. I love laughter. I love smiles, authentically, sincerely, genuinely, coming from my core, not from some sort of external mask or some aspect of fake it till you make it. No, I really want to fully go to bed feeling great and wake up feeling greater. I went into myself. I drew a line in the sand, in the concrete, in my heart, in my mind, and I made a decision. I said, you know what? I'm going to make some changes. I wasn't clear on how it was going to look. I wasn't clear on how the process was going to be, because I've been through many processions dealing with choices of whether it be jobs or different endeavors, relationships. I had to go through processes for those things. So if I'm going to invest my energies of processing, I'm going to do it fully into my happiness, because it starts with me. And starting with me, it will apply to the generational, because this is their inheritance. So the responsibility of talking about generational change, it could come with many different factors. Yet you can't leave yourself out. It does start with you. Now, many of us may have been conceived and birthed into circumstances that truly, truly were not the kindest situations, or it was based upon survival, or just the times. Yet if you find it within you that you're ready for change, when you look at your children, your grandchildren, your loved ones, and you would like the change to occur for them, you may not be able to, of course, overly encourage or force anyone to do anything, yet the energy will speak for itself. It will speak for itself within this collective consciousness. So when I look at generational change, I had to look at myself. I had to look at my capabilities, my abilities, my power. And you know what? It's just like I'm choosing to smile, and it's really come from a genuine place. I had to also redefine things. What is love? What is happiness? What is joy? What is alignment? What is peace? What is growth? What is prosperity? What is my spirit? What is my heart? What are my thoughts? So on and so forth. I had to redefine things for themselves, learn along the way. A lot of school of hard knocks, yet I was determined, and I still am. Not was in past tense, I am determined. Because within this procession, the journey should be great, it should be sweet. Not to say that all things of activities, cause, and effects will be what you may deem to be sweet or great, yet just knowing that I'm on the journey, just knowing that I'm conscientiously putting in the work for the change that I truly, truly want, that starts within me, that will show of me and through me, that itself is so appealing. That itself is so blissful. To know that any confinement, any constriction, any prison of the mind, of the heart, and of my soul, it's only an illusion. It only is an illusion, no different than the air that I breathe. It cannot be in captivity. So with that being shared, generational change comes with the levels of responsibilities and obligations. Start with yourself. Even if you actively have responsibilities, children, day-to-day activities that you have to tend to, it's never too late to start. It's never too late to want it. Even if you're not exactly sure how to or what to do, just get it rolling. Get it rolling and feel great about it. Because different exists. It exists within you. So with that being shared, be factually honest with yourself. Be truthful to yourself. You know how you think. Be responsible for you, the individual. Go within. Truly, truly, truly enjoy bliss, BLISS. If you need to, look it up and come to your own determination of your own definement of it. And enjoy the process of the true works to have a full and productive, progressive, beautiful life. May that be the inheritance and the feel of obligation and responsibility with the generations to further and keep on. Look into the eyes of your own soul. Look into the eyes of those you are responsible for. If you choose to embrace the journey, embrace it. Love it. Love the energy. Just like the breath of life. Love it. Love it. With that being shared, I am so happy and I'm so grateful that you've joined in on this wonderful fellowship. I am Baba Cordell. This is Sunrise and Sunsets. Stay in gratitude.